The Afghan Paralympic Committee is devastated it won't be able to compete in this year's Games due to the country's recent upheaval. Joining me live now from London is the committee's chief, Arian Sadiqi. Arian, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. Can you just give us a run-through of who had been ready to represent Afghanistan for the first time and in what events?
Good morning to you. So we had two athletes, one male, one female. Hossain Rasouli was a male athlete for athletics. Also Zakia Khudadadi, the para-taekwondo athletes, both prepared with the limited resources. They trained in the backyard and local clubs to prepare for Tokyo. But unfortunately, due to the Taliban takeover of the cities of Afghanistan, it prevented them from participating in the Tokyo 2020 Games, unfortunately.
How are they doing?
I wasn't able to make contacts with them until this morning. This morning, I managed to speak with Zakia via WhatsApp messages. She sent very fearful message. She was just very scared. She was inside the house. She said, I'm imprisoned inside the house. I cannot go out. I can't go to local shops. I'm here with my relatives, family of 10 who are already overloaded. They're barely, putting food on the table, but I'm stuck here. I don't know whether to go back to my city, Herat city, to my mom and dad, or shall I stay here? She was very scared. She was very terrified. She was in tears.
And she's not the only one.
Yeah, Hossain Rasouli, I couldn't contact until the afternoon. I left him a Facebook Messenger message, but he responded. He said, he's fine at the moment, but he's still hopeful. He wants to go. He doesn't want the situation to prevent them from taking part in the Games.
Arian, you'd be aware that the Taliban has given its first press conference overnight, and it has vowed to uphold the rights of women within Sharia law, so they can go to work, they can go to school, they can work at hospitals, etc. What's your response to that? Do you have any positivity when it comes to that, or are you keeping that at a pretty decent arm's length?
The whole nation in Afghanistan, they're very wary of their statements from the past. In the past, they haven't done any good. So in the future, I don't think they do any different. So they are saying, I think they're just saying that to just get the public trust, for the public trust them, because the public, everybody, is staying indoors. They are at homes. They're not going out. The whole city it's empty. People are indoors. They're scared. So I think they're just saying that to get the trust of people. And once they get the control completely, there's going to be a different story.
Yeah. So when they say that the Taliban has now been rebranded, you don't believe them? They're not to be trusted? Is that your message?
I don't think they are rebranded. They are different Taliban. I don't think they're the same people as before. But put it this way, the entire world, the United Nations, America, UK, and the rest of the world tried to help Afghanistan to rebuild, to bring about democracy. Look where we are at the moment. It took a lot, 20 years, 2 decades to be where we are. And for Taliban to just come out of the jungle, from, I don't know, wherever they came from, to suddenly propose and say we're going to control the country or govern the country, it's practically impossible from, thinking logically.
What sort of a humanitarian crisis would you be expecting, Arian?
I'm thinking, I can only tell from previous experience that people had, we have had, it's gonna be back to square one. So instead of going, we live in a 21st century era of science and technology, but in Afghanistan, we go in every decade, we go 100 years back. I don't believe there's going to be any progress in terms of, infrastructure, the country itself, the governance. And overall, the country is not going to move forward.
Okay. Arian Sadiqi, appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for joining us here. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much.